Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
welcome to Geeks and Gamers News, maybe Geeks and Gamers Entertainment. We're going to cover Grace Randolph and Ezra Miller. We're gonna do a madman reaction of Grace Randolph's vid. So if you are watching, if you're still up, comment in the comment section to let me know. I don't see anyone. No one's watching right now. You gotta let me know you're here. I gotta tweet out this video. Wow, no one's watching. Oh boy, I'm alone. All right, well, let me tweet this out. This is the worst time I've ever streamed. No one's here yet. Say first in the comment section. Oh boy. All right, hold on a second. You guys are gonna have to watch this on the replay. If you watch this on the replay, let me know in the comment section. And while I'm tweeting this out, hold on. I might have to cancel the stream. Hold on a second. Oh, 3 people are watching. 3 people. Yes, I got 3. I got 3 people watching now. Woo! I was sweating. I had 0 eyes on Bianca. Hi, Bianca. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to watch a Grace Randolph. Everyone loves to hate on Grace. I don't get it. I love Grace. Oh, someone thumbs it. Bianca, someone thumbs it down already. So help me out, Bianca. Thumbs it up. I don't know who thumbs it down. Okay, well, thanks for watching anyway. I'll thumbs it up. All right. Tweeting this out. Just a second. And then we're going to watch the video. I did not know about this. I was watching Tiger King. So I was not watching this unfold about Ezra Miller. Do I dislike Ezra Miller? Did I dislike him as Flash? No. I think he could have been better. I think that he is the type of actor that can't afford us like a scandal like this. And what's more is it's during this quarantine and social distancing. He was not socially distancing from this woman. No, he was not. He was putting a chokehold on her like wrestling. So here's the thumbnail. Is he canceled now? Is he canceled? I don't think he. Hey, I was talking about this on the stream earlier. Some other actors that have come back from bad press. I hate to say it, does have more things behind their belt, under their belt, are a little more talented. So does that come into play if he could bounce back? I think so. And some of his ridiculous outfits at cons, I think that's where people are really criticizing Grace Randolph. Yeah, that comes into play. He looks ridiculous sometimes. I don't care what he identifies as or what, I don't care. But he looks ridiculous sometimes. He's not stable person. So that's my opinion. Before watching Grace's opinion, that's my opinion. Do I want him canceled? No. I think it's very possible that he will not be on the Flash movie now. And it was finally going forward. What a time to behave yourself. These privileged actors and actresses, they can't behave themselves when the rest of the world is. All right, so let's watch this. And apparently this has happened 4 days ago, from what I've heard. So let me turn Grace up.
I tweeted that I was going to make this video. And a couple of you, understandably, because you're Ezra Miller fans, and I think you see some of yourself in this altercation, came to his defense. But I'm going to explain to you in this video why Ezra Miller is not you. I would also warn anyone, no matter what your intention is, no matter how good your intentions are, or what your relationship is to the other party, you should never grab somebody by the neck. That's serious.
True. That's true.
Physical assault is an arrestable offense. It's very bad. Adults really can't get into fights. Sometimes they do, obviously, but
You're calling him an Asperger?
I think a lot of people don't seem to realize
that was a bad joke. No.
Not only
Asperger's syndrome.
the
I didn't hear
seriousness
that.
of the physical fight, health-wise, but also in terms of legality. You know, that you could go to jail and you could have to go to court.
I agree with her so far. People were hating on my girl Grace. Grace, I just defended you 2 hours on another stream. When are we gonna do our collab, Grace? If you're watching this on the replay, say Grace, have on the Madman for some real movie madness. All right. Yeah, Underworld Dream says just finished watching Bianca Fights the Zombies. Go check out Bianca Fights the Zombies. He's delivering lots of videos on comic books and culture and nerd culture and movies. So go check him out. I apologize. That was a bad joke on me. Sorry, Underworld Dream. My bad. No, I don't want to make fun of people with Asperger's syndrome. I haven't heard that he has that, so I just think he is a flawed person can't behave himself when the rest of the world is trying to, be adults when they handle a situation. He's not practicing social distancing here. Nope.
Because the other person could decide to press charges. That's why the police ask you if you want to press charges. Ezra Miller better hope that this fan says now. All right, so anyway, what to do with a problem like Ezra? Warner Brothers is heavily invested in the actor. As he's a key player in not one, but two vital franchises. A position, by the way, he fought for passionately. Remember at the time, he said, they were like, how can we put you in Fantastic Beasts? Or it was, I forget which direction it was. They're like, how can you be in both these?
I don't think he's as pivotal role in Fantastic Beasts anymore. I don't know. That could be easily fixed, I think. The Flash movie, oh man. The Flash movie cannot catch a break. They just introduced him in the CW show, and things were looking positive for the Flash movie. They might just put the Flash movie on hold and not even address it. They just might do that. They just might, especially with listen, this is the worst timing for Ezra Miller to act a fool. Because when Hollywood and all these projects are put on hold, and you're doing this kind of stuff, plus the social distancing thing, bad look.
Franchises, and he was like, Humphrey Bogart was, let's go back to the days of the studio system where stars had a home at studios, and he said, I want my home to be Warner Brothers. And he's really a problem child, I think, in every sense of the word, for the studio. I don't think this is a relationship that's benefiting Warner Brothers at all. I do see a way out for him. I see a way for them to potentially keep him, which I'll explain at the end of this video. But if I were Warner Brothers, I think they should have gotten rid of him, quite frankly, a long time ago. And this, to me, just seems to be the tipping point. Because I think that while Ezra Miller clearly has passion, for what, though, we'll discuss, I think it's been crystal clear for quite some time now that he lacks the other P, professionalism. And again, I think that he's reached a tipping point with this latest situation.
I don't see anything wrong with Grace's take here.
Because it got him trending on Twitter. This didn't just fade away. Late last night, one of you DM'd me about it. I was like, I haven't seen anything about this. I wonder if it'll catch on.
Why is everyone dunking on Grace tonight, talking about professionalism with actors and actresses? I think that should go across the board in all entertainment. Isn't that, hey, Bianca, if you're still watching, isn't that what you criticize these comic book creators? Professionalism. I mean, the ones that still work for DC and Marvel. We know how Comicsgate rolls. That's their appeal, is that they just say and do whatever they want. But if they still work in the industry, you expect some professionalism. I 100% endorse what Grace is saying right here. It's a little bit too much.
It did, and that really also compounds the problem for Miller. One of my favorite comments was from Danny, BTT viewer Danny, who said, J.K. Rowling sure can pick him. And this is, Fantastic Beasts is really under a lot of pressure now, even more so. But I do think at least Johnny Depp delivers in terms of quality of work. All right, we're going to get to that. So anyway, what happened? Miller clashed with some aggressive fans at a bar in Iceland. It's a place he likes to go a lot. I don't think you should really have a regular schedule if you're going to be a celebrity so people can find you unless you have a security team. And Ezra Miller clearly doesn't have a security team, but he likes to go here a lot. And this time, some aggressive fans were waiting for him. And a very unfortunate moment was caught on camera. A moment, to be fair. We don't know what happened before or after. But in that moment, Miller is clearly seen grabbing a female fan by the neck and throwing her to the ground. And she's not fighting back, by the way. This isn't a two-way street, it seems, in any sense of the word. Now, Variety, one of the major trades, did some very impressive investigating, and they were able to corroborate that it was a serious incident. It wasn't just horsing around outside and it was misinterpreted. They said it was a serious incident and that it was Miller, who was upset and angry, so he wasn't like he was like having a great time, who was escorted from the bar by its security. And the fans were not made to leave. I don't know if they felt removing Miller would diffuse the situation more quickly. I don't know the circumstances of him having to leave, but he was escorted from the premises. Now, I want to be very fair here to both sides. Aggressive fans can be scary, very scary, particularly because there's a subculture of fandom that's popped up that I'm sure you've seen.
I know they are.
I deal with them occasionally.
They're on YouTube too. They're
obsessive, and this is just a small group.
They're on YouTube too.
Right? So if you are mean on Twitter, you know who you are. They're obsessive, cruel, crude, and try to be provocative by being aggressively inappropriate.
Yeah.
But they like to laugh off such behavior, right, as fun, right, lighten up. And again, as I said, they're particularly prevalent on Twitter and apparently at bars in Iceland. But this is where things get complicated. Miller himself seems to be part of that very same group, which might be why that type of fan was waiting for him at the bar and interacted with him the way that they did. The female fan apparently saying she wanted to play fight with him. She probably thought Miller would be in on the joke because he cultivates that kind of image. But fringe fans are fringe fans. They benefit from the anonymity of either being part of a large group, as was the situation here. It was a group of fans. Someone was filming, right? Although they did become very alarmed when that happened and stopped filming. Although I guess that's also, they should have kept filming so people would have more context. But anyway, and then when they're online, they hide, of course, behind aliases. The anonymity of the internet causes some problems.
Oh, does it?
But Ezra Miller is not anonymous.
Is that why you won't? What the hell is he wearing there? What the hell is that? I don't care what you identify as. What the Michelin Man? What the hell? Woo! Okay, I haven't seen these pictures of Ezra. Hey, no shame in his game, as long as you're not choking people out when social distancing is a thing. That's the other thing that's gonna come back to, like, what the hell are you doing? You're at a bar, getting kicked out of a bar and choke holding fans during a pandemic. Real mature, bro. Real mature. This I think he's done, honestly. Not that I want him to be. Not that I want him to be. I just nope. The other thing that's the other reason that this is such a bad look is there's no other when stuff happens in Hollywood and they want you to move on to something else, there's other news that breaks. What else is there to break right now except the Tiger King next episode? I mean, there's nothing else is going to pop. That's the other problem he's going to have right now.
Miller is playing two major characters for a major studio, Warner Brothers, and he's supposed to be anchoring franchises that are supposed to have 4-quadrant appeal, which means they have broad appeal. But Miller seems set on cultivating this niche appeal, and perhaps would be better off in art house films like the one that put him on the map and is still, unfortunately, his best work to date. I don't think he's come anywhere close to his work here. We need to talk about
I never
Kevin.
watched that.
Maybe the case there was that he was just very well cast. They say 90% of directing is casting. But one of the reasons, again, I wanted to make this video is to explain to those of you who wish to be professionals, not just in the entertainment business, but anywhere, in any business, what that was entails. A nice segue, being Grace. A professional, especially if you want to rise to the heights that Ezra Miller is trying to rise to. You can't act like you do in everyday life when you're anonymous and have no responsibility. I agree. So Ezra Miller has taken on quite a number of responsibilities.
Let's be real. You'd be a perfect YouTuber, Ezra. Do you want maybe you should just be a YouTuber? Honestly, bad behavior is embraced on here. Look at I'm Geeks and Gamers News. Look at Jeremy. Bad behavior is applauded on YouTube and social media. When you want to work for legit companies, this behavior, I mean, every once in a while might be fun, but I mean, the proof is in the pictures there, and in the chokeholds. No, not a professional look. I wouldn't pay for him to be in my film. I wouldn't. What else would he do? What's next for him?
As an artist and as a professional, I think that you have to understand that when you decide to become a professional artist for big companies, it's a bit different than just being an artist on your own.
Mm-hmm.
Now, no matter what those fans said or did, unless one of them struck Miller first and he was forced to act in self-defense,
Mm-hmm.
he should have gotten out of that situation as quickly as possible. He should have left. He should not have physically assaulted anyone. And it being a woman makes it even worse. You know, he picked one of the
She's
weakest
not
people
lying.
in the group.
Oh,
And that makes it seem more like predatory behavior instead of self-defense. It's why the Johnny Depp situation is so complicated. I have long advocated for Johnny Depp, but even though I'm a fan of Johnny Depp, and I think he's a brilliant, brilliant actor when he is not battling his personal demons, there's no excuse for hitting anyone. And I think hitting a woman is particularly bad because of the difference in strength, but you shouldn't hit anybody. And I think that Amber Heard, I truly believe that she baited him, all right? And I also believe that she assaulted him. But he shouldn't have assaulted her back. He should have left. And I know it's hard to leave, and that's a bad situation, but two wrongs don't make a right, because then they both become abusers. It becomes a toxic relationship that's a two-way street. And that's what Ezra Miller did. Instead of it just being him being assaulted by fans, he's the one who's on camera doing the assaulting. And that makes it very hard for him to just be blameless. Now, while again, Ezra Miller clearly didn't have any security of his own, the bar had security because they escorted him from the premises. So if he didn't feel he could leave on his own, he should have gone into the bar, asked for protection, because the bar has responsibilities. The bar likes celebrities coming there. It doesn't want to become known as a place where their celebrities are not safe. So they have a vested interest in keeping Ezra Miller safe. So he should have gone in there and said, I need you to protect me, and call the police because I'm in danger and I cannot leave this bar. Never, ever handle any situation like this on your own. I know a lot of people are proud of themselves. They can get out of scraps and they can hold their own in a fight.
not in today's
When you're a
environment.
professional who has anything to lose, you don't get into fights. That's why lawyers have so much work.
Right.
Because everyone lets their lawyers handle it. But I have to say, I think Miller was unprofessional long before this. This is just the tipping point. At
look at
Comic-Con,
that.
he constantly wears cosplay that distracts instead of adds to the presentation of
I
the films
agree.
in question.
I agree.
I know that some of
This is where I think this is where the panel was that I was just on Nerd Report Live. If you have wait till my video's done, go check it out. I think this is where they were criticizing Grace. Every once in a while, okay, look at this female toadstool from Super Mario Brothers. Not while you're on a panel. Okay, that's where I would draw the line. It does draw attention to himself. He doesn't really have a lot to add. I've seen some panels he's on. He doesn't really add too much to the conversation. He's just a distraction. It's disrespectful to the others on the panel, taking it seriously when it's every time. That's my thoughts. Hey, is Hilokos? Thanks for joining us. So I totally agree with her. Yeah, I wouldn't pay for this behavior. This is where you decide. You say, you know what? If I was running the studio and I was paying for it and I was paying good money, would this be the person that I want representing my brand and me pumping in money that eventually can go chokehold a fan? No, I don't think so. I think she is presenting a strong case to see why he may not be involved with big productions anymore.
you enjoy that cosplay, and I do like seeing your fun reaction to it, but it does not help the film at all. And again, it pulls focus from what everybody there is supposed to be promoting. And so it makes Miller seem like he's out there for himself, his own amusement, his own headlines, rather than trying to be a productive professional member of the group. He does cover shoots and articles that I think, again, appeal to this kind of fan that is all that bothered him.
Well, he
But
does have
I think
nice
it's
legs
very
there.
difficult for him under those circumstances
I don't
to
know.
be the star of family films. Now, obviously, there's all types of people who can be the star of a family film, but no matter who you are or what your background is, there is a certain kind of person who stars in family films. It has nothing to do with, because I want to make this very clear, it has nothing to do with Ezra Miller's sexuality or how he chooses to present himself. It's an appropriateness factor. And there's just certain things you cannot do, and there's certain ways you cannot be seen if you're the star of family franchises. He could still make art house films, and again, I strongly believe that's perhaps where Ezra Miller belongs. But then I don't know if an art house film would take him, because I don't think his work's particularly good. Because Ezra Miller is presenting himself as an artist who pushes boundaries, right? But his acting has been anything but highly artistic and professional.
That's probably
he failed
why.
miserably to deliver as the Flash. His legs had to be, I told you this, a source told me his legs had to be digitally replaced in Justice League because his running was so bad. And that's the best they could do, by the way. It still looks bad.
Oh, really?
He allowed himself to be talked into by Joss Whedon into doing that cleavage gag for Wonder Woman, right? Gal Gadot wouldn't do it. They had to have a body double, her body double do that gag. And that wasn't a big enough warning sign, red flag to Ezra Miller that maybe he shouldn't do it either.
I don't agree with you there.
Sure, he did the recent.
Hey, I don't agree with you there. If it's the director saying, I don't put that on him, I put it on the director. It wasn't his idea. You can't. I don't. That's the one point I disagree with Grace here. Was the gags dumb? Yeah. It's been done before. It's not in good taste. Okay. But to say that he went along with the director, so he should be shamed for that, that goes on the director, unless it was his idea, you know.
CW cameo, right? But that's again him acting more like a fan than a professional. He was the only one who was willing to do it. Again, perhaps because he's so interested in he's just playing around. In fact, I was talking to a friend of mine today about this Ezra Miller situation, and I said, well, do you want to keep him as the Flash? And she said, every time I see Ezra Miller as the Flash, I have to remind myself that's not Jimmy Fallon doing a sketch. He's not professional. He also has been dead weight in the Fantastic Beasts films, showing no improvement as his role now becomes pivotal going into the third film. I mean, I can't be the only one who at the end of the last Fantastic Beasts was like, oh, he's going to be a lead now? He's horrible. And I started out as a big Ezra Miller fan. When he was first cast as the Flash, I was excited. Now, a lot of destructive behavior in the past has been forgiven because great art is produced.
Right.
But Miller isn't producing any great art. And also today,
that's the argument I gave. Hey, before
bad behavior.
Before I watched this video, that was my argument on the other stream. Like it or not, if you want to be real, like Robert Downey and some others that have bounced back, they produce some great art. And some of the opposition of the argument said, no, he did Chaplin and other stuff before he had his issues. So I don't think he's there yet. Not that excuses bad behavior, but he's probably the last person that should be doing this kind of stuff. Grow up. No matter what you identify as, grow up.
Miller wants to be in these franchises. He wants to go to Comic-Con and be the center of attention, but it seems like he has no interest in actually delivering in them as a professional actor, which means doing good work and being able to be the major face, PR-wise, of these franchises. For instance, Robert Downey Jr. had a very troubled past. With drug abuse, he was arrested, but he cleaned up his act before joining Marvel, and he has not relapsed.
Mm-hmm.
So on that note, the only path I see forward for Miller is to go to rehab for anger management, because I don't believe he has any substance abuse problems. But he's out of control. He needs to clean up his act overall and go back to focusing on the work. He needs to do better work. So what do you think? Do you really want to keep Ezra Miller in either of these franchises? Do you honestly feel it would be a loss? Are you defending Ezra Miller from being fired because you feel you wouldn't want to be fired under the circumstances? I mean, I think you need to put yourself in Warner Brothers' shoes and be like, do you really want to keep this guy?
Hey, across the board, I want better behavior from actors, writers, entertainment, and YouTubers. That's how I roll. what do you think the world owes you, Ezra Miller? Seriously, you had an opportunity, you squandered it, and yeah, he's more concerned about what he does off screen than on screen in a lot of these roles. He's self-absorbed, selfish, what it does to the others involved with his projects when you act like this. And now I say, was he practicing social distancing? No, that's a joke. But hey, when the rest of the world is, it is a real argument. It is a real argument when the rest of the world is suffering, losing their jobs, and someone that actually has a contract to have another film and knows that they're probably going to have a job and is acting like an asshole, getting kicked out of bars and choking their own fans. That goes a long way to damage his reputation as well. Do I want him canceled? No, but yeah, I do. I agree. He should go in the anger management. That would be his start. I don't think this is going away quick either, because there's not a lot of entertainment news right now. The news is dire. It's sad, and everything else is being delayed. And your project could have gone forward after this other health pandemic is resolved. But with this type of behavior, he's also causing problems for everyone involved in the production, and that's selfish. And I don't care what he identifies, he's still an asshole.
Multiple reasons. I think this incident and the coronavirus delays is a perfect opportunity for Warner Bros. To just let this bad partnership fade away.
I agree. I think it's going to happen.
It just took too long. Oh, well. Unless, again, he goes to rehab and seems truly repentant and once again delivers good work. Because he's very charismatic. I think he seems like a nice person. Although I think he seemed like a nice person. I think he's so wildly irresponsible these days. You can't be that nice if you're that irresponsible, unless you're out of control. Like Johnny Depp, who I feel very sadly is out of control and desperately needs help. The entire last Pirates movie I felt was a giant cry for help. All right, so share your thoughts down below. It's a complicated situation, so I'm interested in hearing your thoughts. Subscribe today, and of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.
Good job, Grace. Good job, Grace. I agree with her. The only part I didn't agree with was the comment on the Justice League scene. It wasn't. I mean, it's nothing that he should be applauded for, but it's not his fault. Everything else is his fault. I thought he was funny in the Justice League. All right. Well, that's my thoughts on this one. Remember to comment below. Smash the hell out of the like button for more Geeks and Gamers news, making Geeks and Gamers great again. I'll see you next time. Tune in tomorrow. Bye, guys. Guys and gals.